I thought I would update this thing because, first of all, if you look at the date here, it's in a way it's high time, but the relevance of this particular thing, well, it looks a bit dated, but everything here works, and that's kind of cool. So if you are surprised by 17.3, well, I guess I don't blame you. It is now version 18, Sarah, versus 17.3. I forget the code name for it. But for all intents and purposes, it is exactly the same thing. It works a little bit better, if anything. One of the key things I like about Linux Mint versus a lot, and you can use the XFace version, you could use the KDE version, whatever version, it's got this thing, and mostly with the Cinnamon version because they develop Cinnamon. It's got this thing that I think is a big component. With Windows and with Mac, you get updates, and that's fine if they work. Now, with earlier versions of Windows, we'll say XP, Windows Millennium, and other versions, I found that sometimes the device drivers would lag behind. And basically, the system stood a very good chance, if not actually became useless. So I've got these dials and devices and everything in front of me here, but I can't use them. So what's the point of updating? And really, I think it's become a little bit crazy. Windows 10 now rolling in the background behind everything else. And on one of my machines, I got a letter. Hey, you better update because it's there for you right now. Well, yeah, okay. I don't want to. I'm happy with the way things are, and I don't necessarily feel that updating is the answer, particularly for my work machine, the studio machine. I want to know that my tools are there and in working order, and go very slow when it comes to updating. Updating for the sake of updating isn't necessarily a good thing. So you see here, I like this setting. Don't break my computer. Please, and thank you. Now, if you're a little bit more risque, you could go for optimizing the stability and the security. This is also a very conservative setting, and that is a result of Mint in particular being very conservative with their stuff. Now, let's get back to some other things I should do for housekeeping purposes. All this stuff actually works. There hasn't been tremendous changes except for this one line. Let's take a look at this one line here. And everything should be pretty much provable if I cut and paste that in there. And wouldn't you know it, I actually changed my keyboard a couple of days ago, and I'm still not used to where the cut and paste is on this thing. So this should actually work now. Or I'll just do there we go, the mouse monkey way. Right click and away we go. I should get an error message here. See, there we go. Error not found. And that's because the version of it, 921, has changed to 941. So that's about the only thing with this blog post that is kind of a rolling deal. You have to go here, and you can type it in, cut and paste it in, whatever. It'll work if you get the latest version. Now, by the time you get to it, it could be 961. It could be 10 something or other. But as long as you get this particular chunk of command lines, that's what they are, as long as you get that chunk, you should be able to build the system in terms of audio and, well, the optimization of the kernel itself. The brain of the operating system should be optimized extremely well. The other thing that's a bit of a thing is you can see here I've used gedit. With 17.3, gedit was a part of Mint. they've changed it now to something called Xed. All right, so you put in gedit. You're going to get gedit is not currently installed. What you could do is this: sudo apt get install, spell it properly please, gedit. And then you get my magic password, and this will actually install. And then all these lines still here are valid. That's all there is to correcting that particular thing. All right, so I'm just going to uninstall it to show you how quickly that is no longer a problem. I don't use gedit. I don't use text editing that much on my system. So sudo apt get remove gedit, and you can see that everything is now going to go away. Linux is particularly good for housekeeping. Now, what you could do if you don't want to do install and that is change this word here to xed. So let's just see what happens if I do that. I'm going to cut and paste this, copy it, copy and paste, and go to that one, paste it, and instead of gedit, I'm going to do xed. Let's see what happens. There you go, and then you can do the edit that I suggest here. And that's all that there is to updating this stuff. It's pretty much still in the main, it works. It's just a matter of it being tweaked to be a little bit more up to date. That's the only two changes that really matter for this particular blog entry.